что творится, посмотри, в аэропорту. Все, ни один рейс еще не вылетел.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Warthog Defense. I'm Seth. Ukraine's Air Force is turning up the heat, fast and precise. SU-27 dropped a GBU-62 bomb straight into Russian hideout in Pantsir-S, wiping out enemy troops in a basement. Meanwhile, a MiG-29 unleashed two French hammer bombs with pinpoint accuracy. Soviet jets, Western bombs. Modern war, Ukrainian style.
Ukrainian air power is reaching new levels of precision and effectiveness. In a recent strike, a Ukrainian SU-27, originally a Soviet-era fighter, dropped a modern American GBU-62 bomb on Russian troops hiding in a basement in Pantsir-S, Kharkiv region. The target was eliminated with pinpoint accuracy. This is no longer just about drones or artillery. Ukraine is now integrating advanced Western munitions onto aging Soviet platforms with deadly results. It's a testament to Ukrainian ingenuity, engineering skill, and adaptability under pressure. Meanwhile, Russia, despite its larger arsenal and manpower, continues to rely on outdated tactics and mass assaults with minimal gain. The Kremlin's advantage in numbers is being neutralized by smarter, faster, and more precise Ukrainian strikes. The battlefield is proving one thing: superiority on paper means little when faced with innovation and skill in practice. And an Ukrainian Air Force MiG-29 was spotted dropping two French-made AASM-250 Hammer precision-guided bombs. These bombs have proven to be very effective in Ukraine. Russian mil bloggers are confirming Warthog Defense reports, and they report a deteriorating situation on the Sumy axis as Ukrainian forces launch an offensive. The situation on the Sumy front is deteriorating. After Ukrainian forces captured Kondratovka, enemy assault groups launched an attack on the next village, Alexeyevka. Currently, special operations units have been deployed to Alexeyevka, which has already seriously complicated operations in this area. Regardless of how one feels about the enemy's special forces, these are the most well-trained units. In addition to them, a huge number of assault troops from the 425th Separate Assault Regiment are operating in this sector. So many have been transferred here that a couple of companies from the 425th SR have started being redeployed to the Kharkiv region to stabilize the Velikoborluk direction. Therefore, the situation is extremely difficult at the moment. Fighting is ongoing, and the enemy is pressing not only with numbers but also with quality, not to mention the number of UAVs being used to strike our fighters. Russian forces attempted a mechanized assault toward Pokrovsk from the south near Shevchenko, using two vehicles. One was destroyed before reaching the road, the other on the approach by units of the 155th Mechanized Brigade. The attack was unsuccessful. Ukrainian forces are engaged in heavy fighting around Pokrovsk, a vital logistics hub in Donetsk Oblast. Russian troops are applying sustained pressure on the city, with multiple assaults reported on surrounding villages. Some Russian units claim to have taken settlements like Zeleny High and Malivka, but Ukrainian defenders are reportedly holding their ground. Combat footage confirms that Russian forces are continuing to push both east and west of Pokrovsk, using infantry, armor, and reconnaissance groups to probe Ukrainian lines. Ukrainian military officials describe the area as one of the most difficult on the front, with intense urban and rural engagements taking place daily. At one point, reports suggested that Russian saboteurs may have reached a central street in Pokrovsk during a momentary communications blackout. Still, the city remains under Ukrainian control, though its civilian population has drastically dropped due to ongoing evacuations. The outcome of this battle may shape the next phase of Russia's offensive in eastern Ukraine and influence the momentum across the wider Donbas front. Ukraine's 8th Special Forces Regiment's team is destroying Russian vehicles and personnel in the northern direction. Drones have rapidly become the primary tool for destroying Russian armor, troop concentrations, and critical equipment on the battlefield. In the earlier phases of the war, Ukraine relied heavily on HIMARS and precision artillery to disrupt logistics and strike behind enemy lines. But now the skies are dominated by swarms of drones, from small FPVs to long-range strike UAVs, capable of hitting tanks, infantry positions, and even mobile air defense systems. Ukrainian forces use drones not just for reconnaissance, but as precision-guided weapons, launching them in waves and overwhelming Russian defenses. Simultaneously, Ukraine's Air Force is becoming more active, striking with Western bombs from Soviet aircraft, showing how adaptability is shaping the fight. This shift signals a broader transformation in battlefield strategy. Low-cost, unmanned systems are now the spearhead of modern warfare. The combination of drones and air power is changing not only the tempo, but the nature of combat itself. What's happening in Ukraine isn't just a local innovation. It's a preview of how all future wars may be fought. Russia has cancelled its main Navy Day parade in St. Petersburg due to security concerns, according to Putin's press secretary, Peskov. Even the showcase events are no longer safe. St. Petersburg's annual Navy Day parade has been cancelled due to security concerns, the Kremlin confirmed Sunday, coming days after local authorities issued and then removed a statement about the event being called off. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters that the parade would not take place as planned given the general atmosphere and security concerns. He did not provide further details. On Friday, city authorities initially announced that the event had been called off, only to later remove any mention of the cancellation from an official statement. Events dedicated to Navy Day will not take place in St. Petersburg's waters on July 27th. The fireworks display, the main naval parade, and the procession of sailing, rowing, and motor vessels, as well as jet skis, have all been cancelled, the city's transportation committee had said. That statement was later changed, with the city government explaining that it lacked the authority to comment on the event, which Russia's defense ministry organizes. Earlier, the local news outlet Fontanka, citing sources familiar with the matter, reported that this year's parade would be significantly downsized and replaced with a wreath-laying ceremony and festivities on Palace Square. The St. Petersburg Navy Day parade in 2024 took place on July 28th, though part of the event planned in the nearby port city of Kronstadt was cancelled, also due to security concerns. At the time, news outlets reported that Russian security services had warned of a likely attack on naval vessels involved in the parade. According to the New York Times, then U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin held 2 phone calls with Russian Defense Minister Andrei Belousov after Russian intelligence warned of possible covert Ukrainian operations around the planned parade. That warning was allegedly serious enough that Austin contacted Ukrainian officials to urge them not to carry out any potential attacks. St. Petersburg's annual Navy Day parade was first held in 2017. Smaller parades are typically held in Vladivostok and Kaliningrad. Pulkovo Airport this morning. Flight cancellations and delays due to the threat of Ukrainian drone strikes are becoming routine. Flight cancellations across Russia due to repeated Ukrainian strikes are creating a new uncomfortable reality for Russian citizens. What was once seen as a distant war is now disrupting daily life, shattering the illusion of a quick and easy victory and bringing the cost of war closer to home. Ukrainian intelligence experts presented evidence to Ukrainian and foreign diplomats showing that Western components are still being used in Russian weapons production despite sanctions, HUR reports. At a special event hosted by Ukraine's foreign ministry, HUR specialists displayed samples of captured Russian weapons and numerous Western-made electronic parts found inside. They also introduced the War and Sanctions Analytical Platform, a digital tool for tracking Western components in Russian arms and countering sanctions evasion.
Thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.